Hello all. I've just started a new website and I thought you might like to know how I created the background image for the header. I used two images which I downloaded from NASA's website, blended them together, and then added the logo text. This was all done using Photoshop. So we're ready to go ahead and import our images and blend them together. And I'm going to do that by clicking on File, come down to Scripts, and then come down to Load Files into a Stack. And we're going to browse, and there are the two files that I need. So I am just going to highlight both of those. Then I'm going to highlight the first one by left clicking on it. I'm going to hold down the Control key, press the left button, highlight the second image, and then come down here and click OK. The images are here, and I'm going to click OK again. And now we have both of our images in different layers. I'm going to get rid of this grid because I don't really care for it. Come down here and click on Extras. And we get rid of the grid. The next thing we need to do is we need to flip these images. I want the sun on the right side instead of the left side. So I'm going to go up here to Edit, Transform, Flip horizontally. Okay? And I'm going to bring this down, and I am going to highlight the second layer. Going to do the same thing. Edit, Transform, Flip horizontally. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to erase part of this first layer. And if we go up here and we click on our brush tool, that's History Brush, we want the regular brush, which is right here. Be sure over here that you have the black on the top layer and white on the bottom layer. By clicking on these boxes, you can change the colors. Okay, so then the next thing we want to do is we want to come over here. We want to make sure that the top layer is highlighted. And then we want to come down and click on this box that has the circle in it. That's the masking mode, and here you can see we have a masking mode. We want to be sure that this top layer here is black. So if I click on that, come up here and I want to choose black, which is right over here. Okay, and then the bottom layer should be white. Now that I have my mask mode set up, I can come over here, hold the left mouse button down, and drag this circle over here. And we don't need to be real specific here right now. Just kind of get it there. Then we want to come over here, click right click, go up to Blending Options, and choose Lighten, which is right here. And click OK. Now you can see it's blended together pretty well. The only problem is there's a few places where we've got a few stars left, so I'm just going to go up here. We'll hold the left mouse button down. We'll get rid of these stars that are in the middle of the earth. And by golly, that looks pretty good. So the next thing I want to do is let's put our logo text in. So I'm going to highlight the text button. Then I am going to left click, so we've got a cursor. You got to be sure you're on the right layer here. Also, I want my color of the text to be yellow. And click OK. And I know from doing this before that I want 120 point text. There we go. So now all I need to do is type in my text. Earthology World. I'm going to move this over, and I want the word world to be a little bit smaller because I want Earthology to be the main thing you're going to read. And I'm going to change that text of world down to 72 points. Okay, I'm going to move it over in the middle. Press escape to get rid of that highlighting. And now what we want to do is we want to use our blending options again. So I'm going to right click, go up to blending options, and this time we're going to use the menu over here on the left hand side. First thing we're going to do is a bevel and emboss. I'm going to click that. We also have to click on the letters in bevel and emboss so that we can bring up our adjustments. So the first thing we'll do is if you can see the lettering change as I move that back and forth, I know I want to be up here around 300 or 350. And then we want the size, let's see, and then we want the size to be about 5. 7, 4, 3, 5. Okay. Let's bring this down a little bit. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. The next thing I want to do is we want to give it an inner shadow. So I'm going to click on that, click on the lettering, and then we're going to give it an inner shadow. And for that, I'm going to use a distance of about 3 or 4. And we're going to use a size of about 2. You can see if I move that too far, it doesn't do very well. All right, I'm going to click OK. And there we have our lettering for our logo text. When you're doing these embossings and inner shadows and so forth and so on, there's a lot of trial and error there. So now all that needs to be done is to flatten the image and crop it, and then the header is ready to go. So I hope that helped you.